Well, goodness sakes, everybody. Hello, it's Mr. Michael. I'm here, you're here. I got an idea. Why don't we do some story time with Mr. Michael? Sound cool? Sounds pretty cool to me. Of course, you guys know how much I love books. Story time always sounds like a good idea to me. Today, we've got another special request. In fact, this request was so special that this person who requested it not only lent me the book we're gonna read, they also lent me this very nice tie to wear while I read it to you. So thank you so very much. This was requested by our viewer, Josh. So Josh, thank you. You're an absolute gem. You are such a friend to the show, and I'm so very excited to read your favorite book for everybody. Today, we're gonna be reading This is a Poem That Heals Fish by Jean-Pierre Siméon with illustrations by Olivier Tallec. These illustrations are gorgeous. This book is so wonderful. I'm so very grateful to Josh for recommending it and for loaning it to me. And this is gonna be the first time I ever get to read this book. So we get to share that together. If you already know it, you might know if I'm gonna love it, but I've got a pretty good feeling. So I think let's just go for it. Let's read This is a Poem That Heals Fish. This is a poem that heals fish. Text by Jean-Pierre Siméon. Illustrations by Olivier Tallec. Now, this book was written in French, but it was translated by Claudia Zoe Bedrick. And she did that so that you and I, even though we don't speak French, or at least I don't speak French, that we can still enjoy this wonderful book. So thank you very much to Jean-Pierre, to Olivier, and to Claudia for making it so that I don't have to go study a whole foreign language just to read this great book. So, this is a poem that heals fish. Mommy, my fish is going to die. Come quickly, Leon is going to die of boredom. Arthur's mommy looks at him. She closes her eyes. She opens her eyes. Then she smiles. Hurry, give him a poem. And she leaves for her tuba lesson. A poem? But what is a poem? Arthur goes to look in the kitchen cabinet. Is there a poem in there? No poem, the noodles sigh in reply. Arthur rummages around among the cleaning supplies. No poem here, sniffles the saggy rag, which is always cold and damp. Arthur looks under his parents' bed. Nope. No poem, not even a paddle to push away the dust balls. Determined, Arthur continues his search. He runs to Lolo's bicycle shop. Lolo knows everything, laughs all the time, and is always in love. He is repairing a tire and singing. A poem, Arthur, is when you are in love and have the sky in your mouth. Oh? Okay. Arthur goes to see his friend Mrs. Round, the baker. She sells a loaf of bread and 3 rolls to Mrs. Point. A poem? I don't know much about that, but I know one, and it is hot like fresh bread. When you eat it, a little is always left over. Oh? Okay. Arthur asks old Mahmoud, who comes from the desert and waters his rhododendrons every morning at 9 o'clock. Mahmoud replies without hesitation, "A poem is when you hear the heartbeat of a stone." Oh? All right. The heartbeat? Oh no! Poor Leon! Arthur rushes home. His fish appears to be asleep. He is floating gently amidst the seaweed as if thinking. Arthur goes straight to the other end of the house to question his canary, Aristophanes, who is no bird brain. Puffing himself up, Aristophanes chirps, "A poem is when words beat their wings. It is a song sung in a cage." Oh? Okay. Then Grandma arrives in her new car with her dog and 3 jars of jam. Grandma, what is a poem?" She thinks hard, which is obvious because she always smiles a silly smile when thinking. "When you put your old sweater on backwards or inside out, dear Arthur, you might say that it is new again. A poem turns words around, upside down, and then suddenly the world is new." Oh, okay. But ask your grandpa. He often writes poems instead of repairing the pipes. "A poem," Grandpa says, tugging on his mustache and looking worried. "A poem, well, it's what poets make." Oh? All right. "Even if the poets do not know it themselves." Agitated, Arthur goes back to look at his beloved fish. Leon sleeps soundly beneath a large stone, half hidden by the seaweed. "I'm sorry, Leon. I have not found a poem. All I know is that a poem is when you have the sky in your mouth. It is hot like fresh bread. When you eat it, a little is always left over. A poem is when you hear the heartbeat of a stone. When words beat their wings, it is a song sung in a cage. A poem is words turned upside down, and suddenly the world is new." Leon opens one eye, then the other, And for the first time in his life, he speaks. Then I am a poet, Arthur. Oh? And my poem is silence. I see. The end. My goodness, everybody, that was a beautiful book, wasn't it? Oh my goodness. So, I think this book is telling us that poetry is everywhere. Everyone can be a poet. Use your brain, use your imagination, use words, put them together, find beautiful things out in the world and talk about them or write about them, or even make your poetry silence. Thank you so much for watching today, everybody. Thank you so much to Josh for recommending me the book, for lending me the book, for lending me the tie. I'm so very grateful. Everybody, thank you for sharing this wonderful book with me. What's your favorite book, huh? Why don't you tell me in the comments down below, and maybe I'll get to read it next time on Storytime with Mr. Michael. Bye, everybody. See you next time.